Look, it's not really his fault.
He
It's
has
the
his
it's the
perfect.
fact that
Keep going.
a snake is dripping venom in his eyes.
Yeah. Also, he has the perfect natural disaster response. He knows when it's going to happen. I'm just saying, if you want that kind of information in the government, you have to vote for him.
Hmm.
Yes, and here I am needing to go to Woden to get my horseshoes of speed for my centaur.
Yeah. See, this is why we need term limits on the Allfather.
Oh, yes.
He's been in power for too long. And what's his plan? Have Baldur take his place? Please.
That sounds like a lovely plan.
Honestly, I'd just leave Odin there. He's senile, so that's good with current events. And he's doing all right, right? Like in the stories, North mythology, he's like okay, or is he
He keeps
evil?
everything from falling the fuck apart, but he unironically causes Ragnarok.
Oh,
Like,
great.
if he didn't chain up Fenrir, Fenrir wouldn't want to fucking eat him. If he didn't yeet Jormungandr into the sea, it wouldn't grow to the size it is, and he'd kill Thor. And if he didn't throw Hel in Helheim, she wouldn't have an army of the dead for her father come Ragnarok.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, something totally unrelated to that. Last week, we started the wedding. Uh, Started with greeting the guests before the ceremony got started and interrupted by a few interlopers. Uh, were according to the turn uh, thing, the fallen chosen. And their platoon of shadow beasts and shadow monstrosities. The fight was much more one sided than the DM had intended. But you were all still successful in getting rid of all of them. And, well, apart from some things I had to add uh, out of session, namely, excuse me, the crashing of trees and draconic sounds coming from the entrance to the little glen. Everything is returned to normal. Uh, and, surprisingly, it's not Inanna that is insistent that the wedding continue on, it's Fleur. Uh, Also, we have decided to change from the Spider-Bon to Alabon.
Extraneous circumstances. I'll allow it this once.
What, you intend on getting married multiple times?
Who fucking knows? Look,
Yeah.
Liv's love life ends in a lot of deaths, and not for Liv.
Mm. Well, let's see if Fleur can be a record breaker. I'm pretty sure she already is.
Yeah, further than the last one.
Anyway, speaking of which, the ceremony continues on. Or at least it picks up from where it last left off. Inanna, with the support from one of the angels is now that problem's taken care of. Is there anyone else who believes that this couple should not be wed? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Daehun will again cough, completely unrelated.
Those of you, like, at least, you two would, or actually, 3 or 4, would notice that one of your hires, specifically Toramura, comes up at the entrance, the little glen down here. Looks like she's about to speak, but then realizes that the wedding is still going on and keeps her mouth shut. With no one else speaking up, Nana continues. Now, do either of the brides have particular vows they wish to speak?
Liv just sort of turns to Fleur, like, did you write any vows?
She shakes her head.
Cool. Yeah, let's see. Hold up. Hey, Mikhail,
What?
did you write any vows?
No. I thought you were going to write any vows, if at all.
Well, I have, and she looks down at her hand, namely for Mikhail's purposes. Scribbled on it is just a smudged, I vow to use you as a tax write-off, before she licks her thumb and erases it. No vows.
Miss Livia, do you vow to take Fleur Van der Veen as your lawfully wedded wife, to hold and to cherish, to love and support in sickness and in health, from now until for eternity?
Yeah.
I shall repeat the for Fleur who say yes. The rings. Silvar comes over with the though a little wounded from the fight, still miraculously has both rings on the little pillow thing. And hold it up to the two of you.
She'll graciously, Liv will graciously accept, presumably Fleur's to put on her, all while thinking to Mikhail, okay, yeah, I see why you guys employ kobolds now.
Oh, now you're just realizing?
Look, this is fucking impressive.
I don't recall what the thing is for the ring exchange, but you exchange rings. And this would be a lot more helpful if I had been more to than just my older brother's wedding. But without further ado, if there's nothing else, I pronounce this couple woman and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Cool. Then, yeah, Liv will do it. and in such a way to turn for not facing explicitly Daehoon and her mom as namely for Daehoon, though absolutely also being floated to for his mother. Uh, Behind Fur's back, Liv is just flipping them off.
Daehun will do a celebratory Eldritch Blast kind of towards the couple. Whoa! Yay! He'll do another one.
Hundred noticeably scoots away, like, dude, don't point that thing where you don't intend to shoot.
I am intending very well.
At this point, the ceremony has concluded, and you are welcome to go over to the buffet table. Fleur, well, unless Liv drags her off somewhere, would go over towards where Toramura was standing.
Actually, yeah, no, Liv would also head over there.
Now, I do not have a token for this person because I once again forgot. But, they down there and congratulations, Kamiya-sama. You were right. There was a third one. We managed to capture him or it.
Liv's eyes just like sort of narrow and then look over at Fleur. Go, okay, so I wasn't going to bring it up because, like, you know, rude fucking interruption for a wedding ceremony. You clearly know something about this, and
I foresaw it, Liv, though not Sim specifically. Whenever I thought about changing the date for this, it always resulted in the same vision, so I figured might as well just have some armed guests.
I mean, fair enough. Honestly, don't think we could pry half of our guests away from their weapons, anyways. But understandable. He says, glancing over to a horde of surviving imps, all like fighting over a spear that is much too large for any of them.
Unless that Druidus has killed him, we have him waiting if you want to interrogate him.
I don't think they're going to necessarily listen to sweet talking, and unless hey, Mikkel, you don't have that like whole fearful presence thing, do you?
I don't.
Of course
At
not.
least not in this body.
Well, I mean, if I ceded to control over to you, could you?
Probably not.
A fucking skill issue. Well, frankly speaking, or not. And you can be. She says, stopping herself. But generally not. That, you know, Dara does his best impression of an adult lion roaring. That, yeah.
I think, Liv, you're forgetting that some of us have certain abilities.
Okay, sure, you have Fey bullshit, and I literally can sweet talk a god down. But you catch my fucking drift, right?
The DM, was trying to find things and missed what you were saying.
TLDR, yeah, sure, Fleur has Fey bullshit, and
Oh,
Liv can literally
that part
talk.
I heard.
Yeah, can literally talk down a god, so, but, like, you get my fucking drift, right? I mean, I think between the two of us, certainly, we can try and charm the motherfucker.
Can also
That being
cause him to
said,
be scared of, if not me, then Silvar.
uh,
You're forgetting that
well,
part about Fey warlocks.
yeah, and that's a entirely reasonable point, right? Actually, Liv stops and say, and sort of like does a pondering motion for a bit, um, pretending that she's communicating with Mikhail, but not actually, before snapping her fingers. Actually, Mikhail had a wonderful idea. Why don't we just have Silvar do it, right? I mean, it is our wedding.
Have me do what?
Hey, buddy, when we go interrogated prisoner?
I mean, sure, that was. If that's what you saw. Do I still call you Fleur, or do I call you something else? Still call me Fleur. Well, that. Sure. Do the rest of you want to get in on this? I think this had something to do with your chosen BS.
I would normally agree, normally, but frankly speaking, I think if I listen to more of this fate bullshit, I will literally have an aneurysm. And I would much rather spend time with my wife here, yeah? That being said, maybe take Daehoon. Keep him from chopping off any hands, but
What?
he'll probably find it fun.
Okay, should I get Alabon?
Hold up, Liv yells from across the entire area to Sturbon. Hey, Sturbon! Come on, buddy! I know you can fucking understand me.
He'll walk over. What is there?
If you're snapping out of wild shape, I can delete the token if you want.
No, he'll walk over as an Allosaurus.
I much prefer that. I'll take your low, rumbling, guttural noises as you're interested. Hey, do you wanna go interrogate a prisoner with Silvar and Daehoon? Mostly keep Daehoon from cutting off a hand.
He'll just menacingly, if possible.
Is that a affirmative menacing growl or
Fine, he'll shake his head yes.
Okay, thank you. Actually, you know what? No, fuck it. Stay as an Allosaurus. You might actually get more done.
Diaries why staying as an Allosaurus.
Cool.
Hey, Dahoon.
Eh,
It looks like
I'm
might be some interrogation to be done.
oh. All right. Here, let me grab another roll.
The elf
He stuffs the
girl
roll in his.
who's been stuffing her face, not like a noble lady, but like a soldier, looks up and like, I'm sorry so far.
What,
Yeah.
did you want to join us too for an interrogation?
Well, knowing Daehoon, there's a fine line between interrogation and torture, so yeah, probably.
Roll.
Alright, so I'll walk back, talk with Tara Mura for a bit, and she'll start leading you all in this direction. I do not have a map for this, so we're just going to be staying here. But to lead you about 50 feet, or no, closer to 70 feet away towards where you came in. And you see that around here, a whole bunch of trees have been knocked over. Some of them are burning, but it looks like the Fae are getting the fire under control.
You could call it a Fayer Brigade.
They Martele. But I suppose for Audrey's benefit, there is a Eldarin in priestly robes, a Minotaur, and a fairy who is got a gigantic sword in her hands. Well, gigantic for her size. It looks like she's casting a spell on it. Audrey has Identify, correct?
Yeah, she does.
You would recognize the spell as Identify. You also see... let me just refresh myself on this person's name. Lady Ebrinen there. Oh, she is like 10 feet away with her back towards them, looking into the sky. At the feet of the cleric Eldarin and Minotaur, which for those of you that were there at the hiring process is, I believe, Everin and Albros. Is one of those cloaked figures that you fought not an hour ago. He got his hands behind his back. It looks like the hands have been glued together. He's like lying, not face down. Well, it would be face down if the guy's head wasn't like pointed forward. Yeah, like if you're laying face down on the ground, but you didn't want your face to be on the ground, kind of thing.
As soon as she sees the Eladrin, Audrey just sort of leans over to Daehoon and whispers, "Okay, so you know how you like consider elves all pompous assholes?
I do.
You sure seem to act that way. Point being," she nods over at the Eladrin, "those guys tend to live up to that stereotype, even among other high elves."
Okay.
Cool. And she points out Lady Eberine. "Oh, and yeah, don't disturb her. but she also caused some really gross border gore, so
You say that like I'm supposed to know what it means.
okay, so basically, right, she is a noble lady of a territory here in Jimver, and for some fucking reason, despite the fact that it borders Calbia, took an entire chunk of her territory that is entirely depopulated and decided to make it another territory.
Ah,
It looks really bad on maps.
It looks
Oh.
fucking awful. And I cannot stress this enough. There is literally no one there. There is no point to make it a new territory.
okay.
Well, actually, there might be some Sturbons there. She says, looking up at the Allosaurus. Anyways, I get ahead of myself.
Speaking of Cerbon, you Cerbon would know that there is for lack of a better term, a folklore about that territory within the Calbian military, about a unit that decided to just see how far they could get without getting into trouble. Kind of like the Swiss invasion of Liechtenstein, except this time it was on purpose. Except this time they said that they came across a witch who turned into a dragon turtle. This is specifically a piece of folklore from the Calbian military. Audrey wouldn't necessarily know this.
Mm-hmm. So, should we take the hood off of this guy, or...
Maybe?
Audrey will use the tip of her rapier to take the hood off of this face-down figure.
So, this figure has like long black hair, and the skin, from where you can see the neck, is extremely pale, like deathly pale. Still wearing the bird mask though.
Jeez, dude, you gotta get some fucking vitamin D. She says, kneeling down to take the bird mask off.
When you take the mask off, you almost wish you hadn't, because it is so gaunt. It is a wonder if this person is actually alive or not. Even for someone as battle-hardened as you or Daehun, this guy scares you a bit.
Yeah.
Never mind, let's put that back on. She says, returning the mask to this person's face.
Oh, that just reminded me of that meme.
That's exactly what I was going for. I was not expecting a brand situation. She says, immediately doing that thing of checking the fucker's pulse to see if he's actually alive or undead.
Give me a medicine check.
Cool. With the medicinal owl. Medicine. 18.
So you hold your... actually, where would you be checking the pulse? Would you be checking the wrist or the neck?
The neck.
So you hold your fingers on the person's neck for like 15 seconds. You don't feel a pulse, but then all of a sudden you feel like a single pulse.
Okay. Hey, buddy. Are you a shadow sorcerer?
It has been a long time since anyone has even tried to guess what any of us are.
Well, it's either that or you're so close to death's doorstep that I think you would literally confuse the Avatar of Death.
Well, why not ask the Paladin?
Am I the Avatar of Death? Nice.
Well, then it would absolutely confuse the Avatar of Death.
Wait, am I? I was just saying that. Wait, you, man, gaunt guy. Am I the Avatar of Death?
No.
Dang it.
I was just saying, you have certain abilities to tell whether or not one is a certain being.
Oh, right. Daehun will hold up his holy symbol and use a quick divine sense.
So when you use divine sense, this thing, your divine sense doesn't know what to call this thing. It's in the realms between fiend and undead, but it's also just kind of like a void. Like, your divine sense hardly picks up this thing even existing. Almost like, you can also say it's almost like a black hole. Same with the sword that the fairy is holding.
Is that the same with my sword? Or
No.
is that a different feeling? All right.
It's very different, yeah.
Oh, wait. Is the fairy's sword, is that optional? Can I have it?
Let's discuss divvying up loot later, Daehun.
I want the sword, though. It feels bad, which means it's
Okay.
good.
Okay, as one of two responsible adults here, I'm gonna make the executive decision that Sylvar gets the sword.
Dang it. Sylvar, can I have the sword?
I think we should probably figure out what the heck it is first, which...
Okay, fine.
Fairy. The name is Cyrodiil, and, yeah, this is a particularly interesting sword. Sword of the Fallen. And, well, I mean, it's a long sword. It's kind of heavy for me to pick up.
I can take it off you if it's a little burdensome.
I mean, it's also causes whatever hits to rot.
Oh,
Yes,
Daehun is watering at the mouth.
yeah, Audrey switches. Remind me, Silver knows Sylvan, not Elven, yes?
I'm pretty sure he knows Elven, not Sylvan.
Cool. Well, one of those two that he actually knows, okay, yeah, no, we desperately should not give Daehun that sword. Like,
Interesting.
like speaking as a wizard, really should not give Daehun that sword.
Give me the sword.
Yeah, what's interesting is that, if a member of this group called the Chosen take a hold of it, they become like this guy.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, Silver, you can have that thing.
Now, yeah, she takes a look at the blade and says, now, the names of the Chosen are etched onto the blade. Now, I can recognize 3 of these names. No, 4 of the names, but, do you guys know any, Franzbrom Rommacher or Makar Groza Gibaltel?
No. Wait, is my name on there?
No, your name isn't on there. It's at least, I mean, your name's Dayhoon, right? It doesn't say Dayhoon Stormbitter on it.
Is
Wait,
there...
so
I
can
broke myself from the chain, though, so that means that I'm not a chosen, which means that I can have the sword. Oh,
I wouldn't tempt fate.
oh, come on.
All right. If you want to take a look, I would recommend holding off on taking a look at it, or at least grabbing hold of it. Just like, let's
Wait.
take a look at the names.
All right, I'll look at the names.
Audrey switches to Sylvan, not necessarily standing up for the fairy, because actually, hold off. What names do you recognize?
Well, let me just remind myself that she does speak Sylvan.
I would presume so, being a fairy.
I would presume that too. It's been a while since I took a look. Yep, she does speak Sylvan. Just the names of our employers for that expedition to the mountains. Well, I mean, this one's kind of hard, but Kiradil, she points over towards the no, not Kiradil. Toramura told me that this says Numachi Hana, which is apparently that Fleur Vanderveen girl. Mithlivia Pleasure, Sterbon Bookhalter, and Gorza Boar.
Wait, then.
So wait, there's no arson.
No, and she'll struggle to hold the blade up, but show you it. The two names on it are, and I'm writing them down. G-I-A-T. That one and two A's. You would see those two names. The Makar Grozagebatl is crossed out.
Yeah, Audrey will sort of grab a hold of the blade rather delicately. Partially because Fairy trying to hold a human-sized longsword. Partially because she knows for a fact she's faster than Daehoon, and if she has to run away with a potentially cursed item, she can.
Yeah, this fairy is 2 feet tall.
Yeah, so Audrey will take another quick look. Check for certain that arson isn't there.
The name arson isn't on there. But the surname Rammaker rings a bell.
Oh dear. Done. From
all
where?
Information on this is going to be a history check.
I figured, with the historical archive owl. Gotta find familiar. History.
The abuse.
15.
The name Rammaker is a Ganassi noble family in Belse.
Ain't no fucking way. Really, that can't be.
Oh.
Like, Audrey's just, like, muttering that out loud as she's putting it together.
What? What did you figure out?
Well, I don't recognize this one. She points to Makar, which is crossed out.
Makar.
But
Hey, wait. I'm thinking. I
But-
severed myself. What? I never met my parents, right? What if that's my name? I mean, it possibly isn't. Maybe they just killed a guy, but it might be me.
I see. That's a possibility, but this one's
Dude, I'm under a pseudonym. Awesome.
well. I suppose, but you also don't have like a legal birth certificate, do you?
What's a birth certificate?
Okay,
Wait, you
so
need to be certified to have what? Why do you need to be
Well-
certified to be alive?
no. Usually, governments will write a birth certificate to prove to the state that you're alive. That way, government officials know.
Yeah,
That
no, I
being
was born in a basement and I stayed there.
that
So-
being said, if that is your given name, legally, it may as well just be Daehun Stormbender, because I think the only legal documentation you have is your adventuring license.
All right,
But
well,
I
hey,
think-
let's not jump to conclusions.
But I digress. This one, she points down to Franz Blame Ramaker. That one's disconcerting.
What about it?
That's the name of a Ganassi noble family?
Wait, whoa, wait, don't you dare tell me. Is Arson rich?
He might. I mean, under the presumption that you're Makar and he's Franz,
Franz?
then
that's
yes,
his name now.
that would imply that he is nobility.
Oh man, I am glad you told me that. All
That
right.
being said, it's also possible it's not arson. In which case,
Is it better arson? Maybe we should ask him.
no, I doubt it's. She looks over to Water Ganassi. As you call him better arson, they don't look to be from the same area.
All right.
Anyway,
got creepy sword. Oh, wait, actually, I got a creepy sword. Daehun is gonna pull out his hex blade. All right,
Now,
let's see.
before we get too far on this, Audrey, you show Daehun the names on the blade, correct?
yeah.
Daehun, it takes you a moment, but you realize that Makar Grizab, that that is Ganomycin in origin, and the surname, and I kid you not, because I did the translation last night, is Thunderstorm Bender.
Oh, oh, sweet. My name is Makar now. Makar. Thunderstorm Bender. Yes.
Audrey looks at the hex blade and goes, "Oh, that's disconcerting. You fucking
yeah.
sold your soul to that thing, didn't you?"
Look, my soul is safe and sound with the hummingbird god of the sun. Sorry, of the earth. No, he's of the sun. Why do we sacrifice? Anyway, never mind.
That makes okay. That raises way more questions than it answers. But from what I understand, you made a deal with a fucking cursed sword from the Shadowfell and are now a tool of the Raven Queen. Gotcha. She turns and looks back at the masked figure and goes, "So, well, then this is your sword. I take it."
Oh, what gave that away?
Well, I mean, to be fair, there were three of you. One of you could have dropped yours and you could have still had it. I don't fucking know. Don't at me, bitch. She just sort of looks down at them and goes, well then. Obvious points aside, what exactly are your goals with these people?
Yeah,
They're on a
that's one of
sword.
them.
What do you think?
You down. She looks over at Daehoon.
They're on a sword. They're gonna kill them. Well, us. Wait. All right, guy, look at me.
His head turns towards you. It's kind of unsettling.
Yikes. Is your neck attached all the way, or? Anyway, why is my name crossed out? And if it is crossed out, and it is me, because I am a car, does that mean you guys care about killing me? At all?
It would mean that you had broken from the cycle and were of no mockery use, and could be terminated freely.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's not.
so from what I understand, from what your compatriots yelled out, you want to, like, fucking corrupt the remaining members. Right.
Wait, sorry, guy, again. That means I'm not chosen anymore, correct?
Well, we haven't had any confirmations that separating yourself from the cycle doesn't prevent you from joining our ranks. The only other group to have done so hasn't been seen in 2,000 years.
And you've lived that long.
I am far, far older than that. Paladin.
Wait, so you're telling me I get sweet powers, undeath, and I get to wear a bird mask? Interesting.
You also turn into... She lifts up the bird mask to show Daehoon.
Yeah, I don't need to see that. I always wear my armor anyway.
Okay, but she once again lifts up the bird mask. That...
Okay, all right, fine. I get it.
And by the sounds of it, become evil as all fuck.
Okay, well, hey, is there a way to replicate this process? Like, this is a curse against the gods. Can I do it, but in my own special way that doesn't make me look like a walking corpse? I'm talking to you, Mr. Guy, Mr. Man. Has there been anyone like you that isn't you?
Not that we know.
Dang it. Well,
and we only concern ourselves with serving the hungering one.
Oh. If you're hungry, we have a buffet.
No, I think it's a metaphysical hungering one.
Like unto Hadar.
Oh, yikes. That, yeah. Audrey just turns her head and goes, I wouldn't join these guys.
Oh, so it's a bad idea.
Well, so, yeah, so you're a paladin who also is now a total Raven Queen. So, you know how there are, like, gods and devils and demons and that sort of stuff? Yeah, if you go, like, even farther beyond any of their realms, you go to, well, a place aptly called the Far Realms, which will unironically break your mind.
Oh.
Like,
you know what happened to him? Did he break his neck as well?
Well, it's not impossible, but likening unto Hadar being the wandering, hungry star,
He's up.
implies...
Wait, what? There's a star. All right, yeah, no. Hadar is the worst. Stars are bad. The moon is evil.
That sounds like a completely separate issue, and I would beg to
Bad.
differ on principle. But
Stars are bad.
So how do I put this? Right, like beholders are from the far realms. Mind flayers are from the far realms.
They're star people? We need to annihilate them all.
Well,
And this
no,
guy. Honestly, if his power comes from the star, I want nothing to do with it. We should kill him here.
actually,
Right now.
arguably, if anything, they come from farther the stars, including Hadar itself.
Hadar is a star?
Well, star in the term that it's like,
It's
for
complicated.
astrology. Yeah. It's more like a big fucking mass of eldritch shit that wanders the sky among the astral sea.
I mean, there are rumors that Hadar is like descended from the oldest aboleth.
Yeah,
Going over
aptly
my
named the eldest. How do I put this, Daehoon? He just sort of holds one of her palms up and
He will give
will
it a high five.
Audrey just sort of looks over, sighs, pulls it away, and will use minor illusion to produce sort of like a fruity hologram of Cthulhu. So this is a great old one. That's straight Cthulhu.
What? Wait. What's so great about them?
Well, let's see. Basically, fucking gods. Will plunge the world into madness, and well, after countless strange aeons, even death might die.
Okay, so that last part sounds good, but the rest of it doesn't.
Necessarily, well, so Cthulhu lies sleeping, dreaming in Rillier, and when the stars align, it will awaken and basically kill everything.
So
And
you kill the stars.
no, that's not the point.
You gotta give me a target here. I don't know what I'm supposed to be fighting.
You don't really fight this shit. You just prevent it from happening.
So we freeze the stars in place? We imprison the stars. I can do that.
No, more so take out the cultists whenever you come across them.
Oh,
But
so I should kill him? Daehoon pulls out his sword.
I honestly don't think death is really a thing for this one anymore. But also, you're jumping the gun here a bit. Here, she waves away the illusion and recasts it to form a hologram of Hadar. Yeah, this is Hadar, the hungering star.
Okay, alright, sorry. Player, me. I know what aboleths are in the Great Old Ones. I love Lovecraft, but I'm not sure what Hadar looks like.
Hadar literally looks like a giant ball with, like, tentacles and mouths and shit.
Oh, so Beholder Plus. Alright, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's literally like planetary size too. So,
Yeah. So the image I'm posting up on Discord is from the Forgotten Realms wiki article.
yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Cool.
That aside, so this one, also likes sending cultists out, under the express and implicit premise of killing literally everything and consuming it. And if he here is likening his patron to Hadar, not good.
Okay.
Well, actually quite horrible, honestly.
Right. Okay, wait. Oh, I've got. So we're not allowed to kill him because then he'll just come back, right?
Wow, the paladin has some brains for once.
I
Oh,
mean,
thank
yes.
you. Don't worry. I'll just put you in an Iron Maiden.
Actually, I'm not entirely certain we could entirely kill an elder evil of that or something akin to it.
What? No. I'm talking about the guy on the ground. We just stick a couple metal rods through him and keep him alive.
That's awfully medieval, but looking at him, I don't necessarily think he's going to care too much.
It doesn't matter if he cares. It just has to look cool.
No, you don't want to. Okay, I'm not getting into why you shouldn't perform cruel and unusual punishment to your prisoners, Daehoon.
He is cruel and unusual. You said he wouldn't care.
Well,
This is
yeah,
my time to shine.
no, I
Cut off his leg.
legitimately don't do that.
I want a souvenir. Hey, guy, can I have one of your hands?
No, Daehoon, don't cut off. Well, okay, so if you cut off a hand, you have to cut off the other hand because somatic components.
Okay, wait. So we take out his tongue, we take off his hands, we take off his ears, and we take out his eyes. I'm not sure what to do about the nose. Does that sound good?
think
Can we leave him like that?
I'm okay. So that's under the presumption he doesn't literally regenerate lost limbs.
Well, let's find out.
But
We'll move a little bit closer.
here, watch. Audrey will sort of nick the back of one of his hands to see if blood comes out.
A black ooze comes out that immediately turns to dust.
Ugh.
So, is that the closest thing you have to blood then, buddy?
Considering I haven't had a real fight in millennia, I suppose.
Cool. And we're going to work under the presumption that if you lose too much of that, she sort of she moves the blunt side of the dagger across her neck in a cutting motion. Die.
Well, why don't you try it and find out?
Don't.
Yeah.
He wants to die.
Yeah, I'm not too eager to pause that experiment.
Killing
Cool.
me or not, my companions will come for me.
We can get more of them? Maybe we can throw them all in a big pit.
Hey, they're not fucking dogs!
What do you mean? Of course they are.
No, well, okay, first of all, they're closer than anything to birds, but also, she lifts up the bird mask again.
Ah! Yeah, we should put that in the ground and cover with rocks.
Not a dog. She literally snaps it back into the man's face, not really caring at this point.
There's almost the
Cool.
sound of the mask lying against bone.
Ugh.
Cool, so let's get this straight. You wish to feed the hungering one, who is akin to Hadar. You want to corrupt the chosen of the twin divines for that sense of purpose. So, what precisely is your, for lack of a better term, big honkin' aberration daddy have with the twin divines as terms of beef?
They tried to stop him from consuming the world.
Well, okay. I think that's a reasonable point. And given the fact that the world is still here, I mean, they might not have necessarily succeeded, but in a permanent solution, but they did certainly succeed well enough.
The bird mask turns towards Alabon. Tell me, Druid, have you not felt the world growing weaker? As if something were eating at it?
Should I roll a nature check if the world's actually doing that?
Yeah,
I
go
lived
ahead.
long enough?
And do it with advantage.
Mhm. So there's this thing.
Yes, roll to check in on yourself. Do you have a little shallow pit in your heart?
Oh, wait. I didn't have it. Oh, wow.
Oh, yes.
Thanks for that
Yes.
advantage.
Yes, you have definitely felt that. And actually, with that high of a roll, you get the feeling that it might have something to do with that dream that you had of that tree.
Tree.
Tree,
Okay.
tree.
Hmm. Hmm. Am I?
You're still a big fucking lizard.
He's going to see if he can, I don't know, fight that with his nature, spirit and nature powers, I guess. At all possible.
Go ahead and roll a wisdom skill check with proficiency.
Wisdom.
Oh, you don't feel like you've done much.
Oh no,
there.
the top row. The top row was to see.
Ah, I see. No,
That was.
you don't. It would be like trying to. You get the feeling that this attempt was like trying to stop a collapsing dam with just your hand. Now, that being said, this consumptive feeling, it's slow. Probably because the world is decently large, but there's still a consumptive feeling.
Well, he's just gonna go lay down somewhere then. He's done with this conversation.
Alright, so Audrey and Dehun, you see Alabon like kind of just stare forward for a little bit. And before walking away to go lie down somewhere.
Wait. He's gone.
I'm not sure if that's supposed to mean something or if he's just being Sturbon.
I really hope. You know what? This guy's been right about everything up till now.
Well,
Let's
okay.
pretend that he's not right about this one. Did you hear that bird face? We don't believe you.
Believe what you will.
No, I
Thank you.
frankly find the premise isn't that unbelievable. Though, then that can't be great. They're not even over deities, Daehoon. Yet they've somehow managed to make an elder evil abomination and literally all of dragonkind their enemy.
Who are we talking about here?
The Twin Divines.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, the good guys usually do that. They have a lot of enemies.
That doesn't necessarily make themselves definitionally good.
Oh, you're slandering them? You're not even chosen.
No,
Show
I'm
that
saying
blood.
that as in. Okay, first of all, Audrey just sort of sighs, rolls her eyes, and will take off her overcoat to show her fucking dragon mark back to Daehoon. Do not speak to me about being chosen for things you wish not to have part of.
What? No, I want to be the chosen. It's just that everybody else hates me now. It's ridiculous. Like this
That
guy, bird guy.
being said, dragons aren't necessarily inherently evil either, Daehoon.
No, I actually met a really cool one. He was 300 years old. For sure.
Okay,
That is
that's,
relevant.
that said, that does raise the question. She says, turning more so to Silvar, seeing as they're not over deities, what is this world's over deity?
You're asking me? I mean, granted, I am the herald of the dragon gods, but
Okay, well, that's new information to me, but I was more so like
well,
asking a question.
I'm also the newest noble or land holder in the Protectorate of Shimber. That's besides the point.
That's a different can of worms entirely.
You were saying?
Okay, but like I'm just this is more just like an open forum that isn't explicitly open to Daehoon, but because well, it can't be. It's not Lord Ao.
Oh, no. And the only reason why I know of him is because I've been to this place called Earth, and they have weirdly a lot of information about this place called Faerun. It's really bizarre.
Yeah.
Heyo?
Some sort of creator deity, from what I understand.
Oh, cool.
There isn't much writing in my family's library, but when talking about Gentle Eberron, Cruel Sybaris, and no, Cruel Kyber, and well, the
The other
Sybaris
one.
is Sybaris is just sort of got torn apart by Kyber and is now rings floating around the planet.
Okay.
It's complicated. Point being, those three created the world my family's from, Eberron.
And Ao created this world called Toril.
Yes, and being well, one of Gentle Eberron's supposed chosen ones, we have history books discussing that fact, and they compare the two. That being said, no one in my family really knows anything more about that subject regarding Ao. But
And
to that
wait, why
end,
are we asking this?
well, simple. An over deity keeps all the lesser ones in check, prevents this sort of stuff from happening.
So wait, like the Twin Divine?
No, the Twin Divines notably aren't. An over
Oh.
deity wouldn't care if they lost followers. They're effectively omnipotent. From what I understand, the only thing more powerful is the Ninefold Dragon.
Well, at least they're omnipotent when it comes to the worlds that they are overlord of.
Yeah.
And they can't expand themselves out from that. Like your god, Huitzilopochtli. He's kind of like from this place that I mentioned earlier called Earth. So there is part of him there, but there's also part of him here, apparently.
Yeah, it's a pretty good part, too. You should get to know him.
Yeah, and there are, like, no gods in Eberron.
What?
Yeah.
What? How do you live? I mean, you have to know that there's some random person in the sky that can smite you. Otherwise, you're not doing it right.
I mean, like, faiths have arisen, and we know the gods exist. They don't interact with the world.
Oh, so they do exist. All right, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, they don't particularly give a shit. Actually, the rings of Cerberus prevent them from interfering.
All right.
As far as this conversation is interesting, Toramura says.
Yes, I digress.
What are we going to do about this thing?
Cut off its head. Oh, wait, are you talking about the sword or the guy?
Audrey just sort of looks down at him and goes, "Your compatriots would come for you if we left you alive, correct?"
Correct.
Cool. Then, since he's presumably bound, this is almost effectively a fucking coup de grace, I can imagine. She literally steps on his back to get a better position and will take his own sword and slice his head off.
Okay.
Oh,
I have to think about this for a moment because there's you need a certain damage type to kill these guys out permanently. I thought about this earlier, but I just didn't fix it for some reason.
Oh dear, did I accidentally permanently kill one of these guys?
I'm gonna say no, you didn't. So you
yeah, that wasn't the plan. The plan was to, cut the head off and sort of have it do that whole vampire thing of reform elsewhere.
Well, since that's what you're expecting, that's more or less what you think you get, is when you cut the guy's head off, it doesn't necessarily turn to dust, as actually it takes you a number of swings to fully cut this guy's head off, and when the head rolls to the side, you can see that there are like roots growing out of the neck before they shrivel. And then the body crumbles to dust under your feet. And the sword does as well.
Oh. The sword.
Audrey just sort of dusts her hands off.
Oh, hey, are you dirty? Let me clean that. Prestidigitation.
Audrey's already casted prestidigitation on herself.
Dang it. He will point it at the ground instead and like clean the dirt. That's a thing you can do. Totally.
Oh, you got cantrips recently, right?
I got cantrips. Look at the other one I can do. He's gonna shoot a tree. Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with Sturbon's nature. Actually, no,
Sorry,
I wouldn't
Sturbon.
fuck. I wouldn't fuck with Lord Oron's nature.
Oh.
This is the
I don't think I'm
Feywild.
sorry to him.
Yeah. Don't shoot trees in the Feywild, Daehoon.
Okay, all right. How about this? Instead of shooting trees, let's do a debrief. What did we learn? We learned that there's an evil star. There's another guy who's not the evil star, who's kind of like him, who the bird guys serve. And we learned that the Twin Divine are awesome in every way, except for the times that they're not. That's what I learned.
That sounds reasonable to me.
No, I'm not even going to get into the fact that you just entirely glossed over the flaws of those two gods, but yeah, fair enough.
Look, war has been good to me. Well, except for the
You-
time he told me not to accept a demon into my mind, but yeah, I'm still salty about that. I got a cool sword, though.
Yeah, Daehoon, most people don't willingly go out and get possessed by a demon.
Well, you saw a sword. I was crossed out. Now we got to go find another one. I'm not even sure if that one will work. Think about it. Think about it. I was chosen, right? And then there's the mirror chosen, who isn't chosen, obviously, or else he'd be on the sword, which means that the mirror demon won't help me get back in the loop. So maybe I should just accept it here and now.
I feel like these are posing other questions I do not have the answers to.
And honestly, Audrey, unless you come with us on the expedition to the mountains, which we've been given, well, these guys have been given, oversight? They were put in charge of that expedition into the Montes Galacti.
It was a very good idea.
By the princess herself.
Yeah, I've heard, and I question Her Highness's actions, but I have been explicitly told that I have to attend.
By who?
My father.
Ah.
Ha 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 ha.
Well, it would take a long time to explain, and unless you're planning on... Oh, I actually know you just said... I'll explain on the way.
Cool.
Quite frankly, these guys have also been hired, but these guys are the ones that hired them.
Right. Oh, hey, Silver, I made.
Audrey just sort of leans into Silver. Damon's willing to pay people?
Government paycheck.
Yeah, that makes more sense. So in a roundabout way, Daehoon's willing to pay people?
I just heard my name and pay. Am I getting paid?
It's Silver shrugs.
No, Daehoon, you pay taxes. Taxes fund these guys' paychecks.
Taxes are the worst. I have a property now. I have to pay taxes on that. It's my land.
You
Anyway.
do realize that...
No, he doesn't, and it's just going to take too much time to explain here.
Okay, Daehoon, come on. Well, before the fucking cake cutting shit, let me sit you down and explain basic government economics to you.
I have to eat some fish. I will get a lot of fish and just start listening.
Cool. We don't actually have to go into the details of why you should pay your taxes by Audrey.
Yeah, we'll just hand wave it, say that she explains why.
Yep. I will pretend as if Daehoon understands.
So, see, now that's why if you give a little bit of your paycheck to the government can pave nice roads.
I don't use roads. I have a horse.
The horse uses the roads.
No, actually, you're right.
Do you want your horse to be on shitty pothole-filled roads?
He'll stuff his face with fish. All right, we can move on to something else if you need.
Yeah. So, the rest of the wedding goes peacefully. And in fact, the guards have been dismissed. via Fleur saying that she doesn't foresee any further attacks on the wedding. You are allowed to mingle amongst the NPCs, gather any further information, as the attack has garnered some discussion amongst the guests.
5 of the imps have formed Imp Voltron. It's quite an amazing sight. They're currently bullying the lying down Allosaurus. Thank you.
Yet a cake cutting bit would occur. You get served slice of cake. I'm trying to think. Right? You guys tell me what NPCs you go to talk to, if any.
Not none.
None.
Okay,
Damon's
fine.
just gonna
Duchess.
sit in the corner and sulk.
None. No, this lady right up here.
Ah, her.
Yes. He'll come in with an opening line. So, I heard you like Conquest.
I beg your pardon.
Hi, name is Dehun Stormbender. Or actually, call me Makar. I learned that that's my real name, as it turns out.
Right. Anyway, Makar, do you have any business with me?
Well, because you are such an esteemed ruler of an area of land, I was wondering if I could talk to you about what it takes to be a true leader of a society.
I think you have me mistaken for someone.
Audrey will yell across from the area, goes, "No, that's not her." She points to the woman literally staring off into
Wait, which
space.
one?
That one's her. I don't think Arthur has a token for that. Her.
I don't.
Okay, wait. Who is the nun lady then?
I am a more or less a missionary from the Brachiabian theocracy.
Oh. Man, I'm sorry. I got that completely turned around. I thought
you wouldn't be entirely off the mark if I wasn't a missionary, considering that it's a theocracy, the clergy own land. But I am a missionary to Shimber, to see if they can mend their ways away from shamanism.
shamanism. What is shamanism?
A religion that follows shamans, where the head religious authority are shamans.
Okay, for the sake of Dehun, I think you should do a history.
Go ahead.
Know what a shaman is. He does not know what a shaman is. What is a shaman?
They're the lead religious authority of shamanistic religions. They are... And a shamanistic religion is... It's a folk religion. Think of shamans as a mix between a priest and a druid.
All right.
Though without the whole magic bit, at least for most of them.
Oh, so they're liars. I see. All right. Interesting. Well, I think I mistook you for somebody else. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Goodbye. He's gonna go talk to the Duchess lady.
Yeah, and as was pointed out earlier, I do not have a token for her.
He'll just go into the corner.
She is still in the same place that you last saw her, which is, unless Audrey or someone else like brought her in, she's in the same spot, still looking upwards.
Dayun will go over and hello.
She'll look down for a second. Hello there.
Hi. How are you?
I am fine.
Awesome. I was wondering if you have a moment to talk about conquest.
That is an odd discussion topic.
You're an odd lady.
I don't let it bother me.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Oh, if you wonder what I mean by cool, I learned it from that woman over there, pointing to Fleur. Liv, sorry. It means interesting in a good way.
I see. And she'll
Yeah.
look back up into the sky.
Rats, I lost your attention. All right, fine. If you're not going to talk to me, can I at least know what you're looking at?
The stars here are odd, aren't they?
Do they look like they're aligning to open up the far lands to let a massive star eat everything?
Are you asking that in character, or are you asking that in general?
Yes, in character.
No, it's just that, and she will look down and pull out a... You're not sure what it is. It looks like an animal skin of some kind, with a bunch of dots and lines drawn on it. They say that the Feywild is a copy of the prime material, which would mean that the stars have to be the same. But here they are... I suppose they are like the Feywild itself, unpredictable. I cannot get a good reading from them.
Reading?
Yes. This is a star chart.
So it's like a map, but for the sky?
More or less.
Oh. Why are you traveling the stars? Why do you need it?
Most people would say that the stars have nothing to say. I say different. I think they have a... I suppose I think of them in the same way that crystal dragons think of them. That they have a way of foretelling the future.
So...
But here I can't get a read of them at all.
Is it a... What? All right, sorry. So you listen to stars and you have a book so you can listen better? Oh, sorry, a map? But that's beside the point. Is it possible that the stars here are the real ones and the ones back home aren't?
I never thought of it that way.
Is that coming out of... What is the term? Left field?
I haven't heard that term before.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a battle term I heard somebody say. I'm not sure what comes out of left field. Probably something evil. You can never trust those left-handed people. Anyway. But
I feel the need to add both Liv and Audrey are both lefties.
Yeah.
Great.
But
Just
also,
add fuel to the fire.
like, something tells me that where he heard it from first would be Liv, who 100% would have been referring to baseball.
Yeah, totally.
Well, it is not so much as listening as it is watching patterns in them. You realize
All right.
what is interesting, and you need a telescope to see this, but there are some stars that aren't actual stars. They are more like the moons, except very far away. And they don't move in the same way that the moons do. They kind of, well, they have their own pattern. There are times when they move backwards before they start moving forwards again.
Okay, sorry. Out of character. Is that an actual thing? Is that like an optical illusion?
So
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
so
it's an
so,
optical illusion.
yeah. So when planets move in retrograde, it's because of how we see them from Earth. Um, it's just a quirk of the fact that they're orbiting. They don't literally start doing a fucking loop.
Right, yeah, that's pretty stupid, but
But
that's really cool.
but also, like, unironically, early astronomers did think that that was the case because they couldn't know any better.
Right. Yeah, gravity's funny.
Now, I would
Huh.
hesitate to call these wandering stars moons, because it looks like they have their own moons.
You are hurting my brain. I'm sorry, that's way too far beyond me. Stuff that goes backwards and has its own moons. It's like, but the moon is evil and the stars are evil. You're not a moon lady, are you? A star lady?
Oh well. Uh she kind of chuckles and yeah, she should still have enough wild shapes that her body starts twinkling like she's covered in stars.
Oh goodness, no. Why?
I believe they refer to this as the Circle of Stars. But I don't pay that much attention to what society calls us.
That doesn't matter to Daehoon. He sees her do that and he just backs up. Every turn, every time I try to gain more power and more knowledge, I am blocked. Why? Goodbye, evil one. You were cool while it lasted. Bye. He'll walk away.
And she returns to looking at the sky. Which, by the way, it looks like you don't see any stars when you look up. It is daytime.
Oh goodness. That's cool. Nice. Okay, well, Daehoon is sad once again.
Yeah, he's just getting a bunch of lessons today.
Yeah. The stars are, yeah, and he's trying to maintain his stars are bad. So that's pretty tough.
I think Audrey would notice Daehoon's disgust after talking with her.
Teary-eyed disgust.
Well, either Audrey or Miss Livia.
Audrey just sighs, goes, another one finds out about her the hard way.
Actually, I don't think I put this in the chat, but Audrey, your grandfather would have had stories about Eberinen. Which means
Oh,
she
that's
is at least
incredibly old.
Yeah, she is incredibly old. So you aren't necessarily... Well, how high is your passive perception?
Good question. Let me check. Audrey Montreal. I believe it is, but let me make sure. And I'm not pulling that out of my ass. 17.
Nah, you wouldn't have noticed. This was like 70 feet away. And through trees, you wouldn't have seen her use the starry form.
Hmm.
And unless Daehun is muttering something about Circle of Stars, you wouldn't. You have nothing to put two and two together.
No, as far as Audrey's concerned, she did something to disappoint Daehoon, much like quite literally anyone else she meets. So,
Of note, while you're all getting food, probably, unless Sterban like gets up from his nap, I think the only other two that would notice what these two are talking about would be Miss Olivia and Fleur.
yeah, yeah, seeing as so far just fucking dropped a bombshell on Audrey, she would have pulled him aside and goes, "Alright, so let me get this straight. You're the Herald of the Dragon Gods."
Yes.
Cool. Like, so then, what the actual fuck does this mean?
That
Like, are they literally deities? Like, you know, actual dragon deities, or
he holds his hands out like, maybe they're just like great worms. It wasn't really explained well to me.
huh?
All I know is that there's a prophecy amongst the cult that I was a part of when I was a wee kobold that the Herald of the Dragon Gods would free the Dragon Gods and they'd get retribution on the Twin Divine or yada yada yada.
So we are in agreement here that the Twin Divines have two entirely separate but entirely dangerous enemies on their hands.
Sounds like it. And he'll like motion for you to lean down towards him, and if you when she leans down close enough, he'll grab the collar of your shirt and whisper into your ear. Does Audrey know Draconic?
I do not believe she does. It might cause the literal fragment of draconic power in her blood to freak the fuck out, but she does not understand draconic.
Then he'll say in Elven, quite frankly, me and the Twin Divines Chosen are supposed to be enemies, but weirdly enough, Miss Livia and I have the same goal, and I don't know if she's being completely honest about that or if she's just being, a charlatan and just using it to wear down my to put me into a false sense of security before she kills me. And I am going to put faith in you that you will not tell any of them this. But that ASMR lady over there, along with the alligator strapping turtle, and that elf lady that speaks a Middle Elvish that both of us hate. We kind of have similar goals and a similar distrust.
Andre just sort of nods along before looking over at Liv, who is showing off to Steve from accounting's kids the fact that she can balance like 3 pencils on her pinky. Before invariably dropping one and pretending that she took one of her eyes out to freak the children out. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know much of her. She apparently, from what I understand, from literally everyone who's told me about her, is not to be trusted, is kind of evil, and I think stole Arson's soul once. But I get the feeling that if she wanted you dead, you would already be in a shallow grave.
That may be the case, but I, for understandable reasons, am a bit paranoid considering the two of us are in the same profession.
I mean, I would suppose honor among thieves?
Yeah, you would think that.
Well, frankly speaking, if she tries to come at you with a fucking dagger while you sleep, fuck, I think I could take her in a fight. And I don't mean like, with Blade Song bullshit. I mean, like, legitimately, I think I could kick her ass.
And I probably could too.
So, in all honesty,
look, this is probably just paranoia. But you gotta realize that this has a rational point foundation to it. Maybe beyond irrational, but it still has a rational foundation.
Audrey just sort of nods along before putting her hand on one of his shoulders. And, just says calmly, well, my father would fucking hate me for saying this, but here's my 2 cents, I guess. I'm gonna give you the fucking charlatan advice here. Presume that if she is playing you for, like, a fool and will slit your throat. In a long Kong now, right? So, she's an asset to you. Use her until she presents that she'll betray you, and swiftly dispose of her.
I mean, that's kind of what I was already doing, except with the added caveat that I have to protect Aaron's favorite.
Yeah, there is that small problem. I don't necessarily know how well your patron would take to,
Well, on the plus side, I no longer have to be her bodyguard after today.
That's nice. Though, knowing Lady Vanderveen, tells me if that one wanted to betray you, she'd get pissed and...
Oh no,
No.
Fleur would make it obvious. I've known her at least.
No, I mean, no. I know. But Fleur can't hide that sort of shit. I mean, if Liv wished to betray you, stab you in the back, it would royally piss off Fleur. And she sort of crosses her arms and goes, "You may not like her mother. Or frankly, one of her sisters. Do you know which one?
I can guess.
But
the oldest.
There's a reason why. Well, their wrath is kind of fucking infamous among other nobility. If she's like her siblings or her mother, God's help Liv. Actually, if anything, it's worse. Fleur's a quiet one.
And we all know how bad the quiet ones are.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm not saying necessarily open Liv with, like, arms spread wide with a clear target into your heart, but I don't know. Try not to be so fucking charlatan about it. I get the feeling that you've traveled with her long enough at this point.
Yes.
That being said, following that, are the dragon gods inherently evil, or is this just the twin divines being, cocky assholes?
Knowing what I know about them, probably both.
That's disconcerting. Hey, buddy, please don't unleash something that will cause the apocalypse. But also, Huck, I think by birthright I'm sort of obligated to help you.
I don't think an Eberron prophecy has to do with
No, I don't mean by that.
Montias.
I don't mean by that. I mean by regardless of what world you're from, dragons are dragons no matter what.
Yeah, about that. How do you feel about another bombshell? I mean, you may have already caught a glimpse of this, not an hour ago, but there's a dragon in Mythlivia's mind.
That was entirely disconcerting, and would certainly explain why she could just apparently true polymorph.
Well, she has no memory of this. Believe me, I have done this a handful of times. They can only last a minute in that form without suffering some form of exhaustion.
Yeah, he just sort of looks at Silver like, cool. So, under normal circumstances, I can't feel bad about this, but you're a charlatan, so I'm gonna fucking blackmail you. Pay up so I don't spill the beans and get the angry tiefling lady on your ass.
Okay, how much are we talking about?
Let's see. How about 100 gold for the month? We'll go from there.
Okay.
Wonderful. So, anyways, Dragon God's cool. Twin Divine's less so. Ring one. Fuck off. Oh. So, given how most dragons tend to be, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and take a wild guess. Uh, you're, the ones you're supposed to break free. I don't know, presume on, like, ruling this planet, so to speak.
Look.
Well, I mean,
look,
if you had to
let me put it this way, Audrey. You want to know more about them? Go talk with Miss Cardis.
No, I would. I'm just asking for you to spitball.
I don't know what they'll do.
Okay, well, let's work under the presumption that that is the case. Here's a terrible and probably idiotic idea. Why don't we... Because if this hungering one gets its way, there's nothing left. For all their hatred of the Twin Divines, which I can only presume is reciprocal, would it not be more logical for the two of them to work together to remove this threat? And then settle their feud?
That would make sense. And I... This is a difficult situation, Audrey.
Therefore, what I propose to you is that, well, we try everything damn near in our power to have such a definitive alliance, so to speak, between those two, as to defeat the greater evil.
Tell you this, Audrey. I have it on some authority that the Dragon Gods may be imprisoned somewhere in the Montes Galacti. I have no idea where. It's just, the information that I have has pointed in that direction. So you, as a third party, are welcome to bring up the subject while we're on the expedition.
He just sort of crosses her arms and nods along. Yes, I suppose that's probably for the best. Well, cool. Yeah, I expect you to explain the whole Daehun wanting to get willingly possessed and a mere version of him some other time.
Yes.
Make sure that Daehun doesn't cry so hard that he vomits.
Yeah. I will use the opportunity of however long we are in the tunnels of a ancient dwarven kingdom to talk about this.
Yeah, sure. Until next time, then.
Yeah. Well, before you go, how long are we going to wait till we tell Arson that he may be nobility?
Oh, jeez. As his friend, I think we should let him off easy. But also, as his friend, I think we should wait for the least opportune moment and tell him then.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool. We also... I mean, presuming Daehun doesn't bring up the fact that his name is Franz.
Yeah, that's just embarrassing. You're gonna hold that against him, are you?
Franz is a perfectly respectable name. Just not for arson.
Then the two of you depart. The last thing that would happen that's of significance before I suppose you return to the prime material plane to await the start of the expedition tomorrow would be that blanking on her name, Tong. Well, Tong and Ono would gather you guys, gather you all together, and say, now I do have to ask, particularly the newlyweds, that the island you are occupying, you are planning on utilizing that as a semi-permanent space, yes?
Probably. Wait, hold up. I'm gonna do something that will probably piss off Mikhail. Hey, Daehoon,
Hey, what's up? I'm
you want a
eating
beach
fish.
house?
A what?
A beach house.
Do I have to pay taxes?
No, we don't really have a government aside from the dragon in my head.
Okay, how about this?
And
If I want it in writing that I will not have to pay taxes on my property.
hold up. Hey, Mikhail. Yeah, you willing to let Daehoon have a piece of land on your island?
I suppose. But I want I want compensation of some kind, since you're more or less squatting on my land.
I mean, if you want to get into it, it's technically my land?
We will have this discussion later.
Cool. Yeah, I'll draw up a contract for you, Daehoon.
All right, fine. I just want it to be like actual land I can build on, not just a bunch of sand.
Well, that is
Yeah, well-
that is partly why I wanted to talk with all of you. Because, well, currently it's just me and Hinata-chan on the island. And since you're asking me to establish a permanent teleportation circle, it sounds like you're going to be utilizing the island. So I was wondering if you wanted, well, I really can't do much hard work, you know. I can't have these delicate wizard hands handling construction material.
Yeah, I'm more worried that you would hurt yourself, not that you would chip a nail.
But oh no, son. Here, and she, like, kind of, she slaps him on the shoulder. Well, he and his friend, well, let me back this a bit. I'm pretty sure that you remember that Ono has offered his services once he is retired from adventuring, that he offers his services to you newlyweds. But he and his samurai friend, along with whatever construction crew you can acquire, will more or less build buildings there for you.
Liv just sort of looks over at Ono. You're cool with that, yeah?
Right. He kind of rolls his eyes and then nods.
Cool. She will very carefully put her hands on both of his fluffy crow cheeks and look him dead in the eyes and goes, "All right, fine then. I need you to promise me that you will not, under any circumstances, touch that dragon's hoard."
I will not, under any circumstances, touch the dragon's hoard.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, so about construction crew, we need to go on the fucking, like, expeditionary thing tomorrow. Literally tomorrow. So, tell you what.
Well, look, you and Fleur are not going to go on the expedition, are you? That would just ruin your honeymoon.
Yeah, well, I don't think Fleur necessarily wants to spend the honeymoon looking for, like, contractors.
Oh, no.
Uh,
I would say that I would do it, but Ono says that since he's more under your direct authority, that he would handle the specifics. Killjoy.
so just sort of whispers over to Fleur. Is Ono's wedding gift to us literally a fucking retainer?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So that's how it feels to be on the other side of it. Weird. Well, okay, how about this? Tongue, you're clearly fucking wealthier than shit. Honestly, I know you are too. Well, we're busy. You can gather a construction crew, help them set up shop and all that jazz. Make sure they don't fucking starve to death. Compensate them for their time and effort. Get that contract in place. And, well, frankly speaking, we can compensate you.
very good, because I was just about to bring that up.
I'm kind of surprised that you want compensation.
Look, I may be a Taoist, but I have to follow the principle that not everything is free, despite how much I want it to be so. And magic is probably one of the more expensive things there is.
Oh, okay, yes. I believe we've already covered the fact of compensating you as the teleportation circle. Much to Mikhail's displeasure. Weird. That's usually the part where he grumbles in my ear.
Oh, he did.
No, there it is. Never mind. Cool. Yeah, so... yeah, you get those contractors squared away. And don't light everything on fire. Do you think I'm saying that to the chaotic one? No, oh no, I'm directing that to you.
He gives you a surprised look. Like, really?
Yeah, I've seen you with those fucking napalm explosives.
That was a job.
Well, okay. Point being, leave everything intact, you know? Try not to move anything. If we have to fucking redecorate the cave, we should probably make sure the dragon's there to be kind of displeasured about it. Also, we might literally need his strength to move some of that stuff.
Oh, wonderful. There are just a few specifics that we have to take care of. And that will be where we'll call it for this week. I am going to either post a PDF in the Discord or post a link to a Google Docs with a thing for strongholds. And I will leave that for you guys to discuss as to what you want these guys to build.